So the first thing I want to say is that this episode is actually pre-recorded. It's not going to be live because, oh man, the Moonraker has issues.
This film contains adult language. There are 17 swear words carefully placed throughout. Kids, can you find them?
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
This is Sparta!
Fatality.
I think I just hit you with the intro combo for UFO Buster Radio. This is Manny Moonraker, episode number 348. And listen, unless you guys are on the Discord group fan chat, started out by Blue Chicken and the crew, you're not going to know the inside and outs of the guy they call Manny Moonraker and UFO Buster Radio. And listen, I kind of alluded to this probably an episode or two ago that the Moonraker has a parent. I wasn't a test tube baby, you know. This wasn't an immaculate conception into an alien ship. We, as humans, have parents. Well, the majority of us. And you know, as parents, they get old. They get out the womb of your grandparent. They grow up. They have kids. Then they start reversing the polarity of life, and they start reverting back to when they came out of the womb, except they don't go back in the womb. They go up to the big pearly gates in the sky. You know, and my parent right now is having issues that have to do with becoming elderly. That's what I'm dealing with. That is the issue at hand. That's why this episode is not live. And to be honest, I feel like if I could put a number or an expectation to this, you guys might not have a live episode until next week. I will try my damnedest to pick myself up by the big girl panties and make sure that the Thursday Night Freakout is live. I will do my best, and my phone's going off right now because I don't know what fucking reason it would be. But yeah, Bugs is in here right now with me. We're doing this pre-recorded episode. And he is, oh my God, he is cutting the worst farts ever. He literally is sitting behind me because he wanted to be part of this pre-recorded show, and his ass is on fire. Like, if I lit a match right now, this whole fucking building would be fucked right now. Totally. Gone. Won't even exist anymore. But you'd see me on the news. That is guaranteed. We got 2 articles. I needed to catch up. So, last week, a lot of the Mother Moonraker situation going on. So I didn't do a lot of episodes, but there was so much going on with SpaceX. There was some real critical shit going down. Stuff that was like, it's just like you should have had a V8 moment. You smack your head. I did that live. That way you can listen to it. That was pre-recorded. That way you can hear the fact that there's things that happened to the Muskie that he should have realized. He should, and you know what? I'm going to say this. He probably dotted his I's and crossed his T's when it came to Tesla. But for some reason with SpaceX, it's a little bit, he's a fucking cowboy. He's doing whatever the fuck he wants. He's throwing his Austrian balls. Actually, I don't think he's Austrian. Where the fuck is he again? Oh, South African balls all over the place. Sorry about that, Muskie. Yeah, that's what he's doing. And for some reason, he got caught hanging the balls low. Got caught coming in for a landing that blew up in his face. And then we have we gotta go back to Mike Hughes. There was a lot of folks that were surprised that there were that many people that have favorable things to say about Mike Hughes, Mad Mike Hughes. For some, it's not a surprise, right? Because Mad Mike Hughes, because of his own doing, no one did this fucking to him way back when. Because he was tied to the flat earth, that kind of, I don't know, it kind of set a precedence, right? For people thinking he was a whack job, a wackadoo. But again, if you order, if you order parts for your fucking rocket from Craigslist, that makes you fucked up in the head. So you can't blame people to take that situation, adding the flat earth situation, and think, oh, he's just another loony bin. He ain't wound too tight. There's screws missing in more than one spot. But there's an article that talked about what happened from the ground control that was there watching what was happening. Did I say ground control? What the fuck? It's one of those podcasts. But, it's recorded. I can actually go back and delete it, but no fucks are given. I'm not going to do that shit. I nobody got time for that. Ground control. Fuck my life. So they're basically coming out and say, hey, we think that X, Y, and Z is what happened. This is the history of events and why we are no longer blessed with the presence of Mad Mike Hughes. But before we get started, I always got to play a little track for y'all because I know y'all be liking that stuff. Hold on.
I know he's bad for me. He just wants me like he's attached to me. So what's standing in our way? Yeah, he got such power over me, but I try to act cool about it. But what's standing in our way? He doesn't mind at all. He want my juice like he does whatever what he feels for nobody but himself. No, yeah. He doesn't mind at all. He want my juice like he does whatever what he feels for nobody but himself. No, yeah. So I pull myself together to not give myself the pressure. Eyes when he's staring into mine, know he's bad for me. So what's standing in our way? And he's out of my league, I feel insecure, but I hope this is real, yeah. He doesn't mind at all. He want my juice like he does whatever what he feels for nobody but himself, no, yeah. He does whatever what he feels for nobody but himself, no, yeah. So I pull myself together to not give myself the pressure.
By the way, like I said, you want to go into the Discord group chat for the fan folks. You want to go in there. If you want to know about what happens in between episodes, that's the only place you're going to know. And just a special thanks to everyone in that group fan chat, because they've been very nice and sending well wishes to my mom and myself regarding the current situation. That shit does not end, I'm going to be honest with you. But I thank you guys for doing that. And by the way, I also started a shop. What is it? Shopify? What the fuck that is? Web store. And the aim for this web store is to help fund the trip to Roswell in July. But we'll get into that in just a bit. Let's talk about Mike Hughes. Daredevil Mike Hughes failed to deploy backup chutes. He may have blacked out. So we talked about the fact that Mad Mike Hughes, people were waiting on the edge of their seats for Mad Mike to finally just fuck up and blow himself up to smithereens. And a lot of that really is because people are saying he's a flat earther. Like, he literally was trying to send his ass up on a rocket to validate that the Earth was not a sphere. That the Earth was flat as fuck, sitting on a turtle. That really is what a lot of people took it as what he was trying to do. Now, was that it? I don't know. I really don't look that deep into shit like this because I'm just fascinated about the fact that someone would strap their happy ass to a rocket, a steam-powered rocket, no less, and basically take off. If you take that for what it is, just that situation, you don't add the flat Earth, you don't add the pictures of him with his crazy-ass smile like he just got over the cuckoo's nest. You can honestly say, fuck, that guy has some gigantic balls. That guy put together his dream and said, I'm not going to fucking wait till I get, till I get into NASA. I'm not going to wait till everyone is flying around on fucking rockets. I'm going to go and make my own shit. I'm going to build it and I'm going to take the fuck off. If you take it for what that's worth, if you take it at face value that that's what he did, the guy's a fucking genius in many respects. But because we added, let me just backtrack that. Because he added the flat earth perspective, because he had this situation with Craigslist and faulty parts, things went awry. So Mad Mike became crazy as fucking Mike. And basically that's what went down. And we could all be honest about that shit. You don't even have to lie to me right now. Don't lie to yourself. You know damn well that if your uncle or your grandpa put together a fucking steam rocket, took the fuck off, you'll be proud as fuck and telling everyone, even your grandkids, their grandkids, the fact that someone in your family built a fucking rocket, didn't count on anyone in the government, any kind of jurisdictions to hold them back from taking off. That is how we need to look at this situation. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, the whole flat earth thing was hilarious as fuck. We got some kicks out of it because there was no turtle being identified in this situation. But it's still a sad loss. You guys can hang on to the whole craziness thing, but honestly, if you follow UFOs and aliens, the world thinks you're crazy as fuck. I'll be honest with you. So you put that in your back pocket while I get to this TMZ report. TMZ apparently did some investigations. Yes, I said investigations. Mad Mike Hughes may have blacked out, and that's why he failed to deploy backup chutes moments before his fatal rocket crash. Pretty sad indeed. It turns out that his parachute, of course, got snagged because he needed a ladder to get up to the cockpit. What would that be, the rocket pit? I'm not sure. But in order to get in there, he needed a ladder to get himself up, and he got in there. Somehow, some rubber dicker on the crew forgot that the ladder was sitting there. So, stuff went awry from that moment because the parachute got snagged on the ladder. There was a little bit of a shuffle, a little jiggle for the rocket before it took off. Because of that, the thing that we didn't hear initially in a lot of the initial reports was the fact that there were 2 backup freaking parachutes in the damn thing. 2 of them. Now, the story is that the ground crew actually let Mike know, hey Mike, Earth to Mike, you need to deploy your backup chutes. This launch was fucked up. It doesn't look good from down here, Mike. You need to deploy that shit. The reason why they did this immediately is because apparently once he reaches the apex of his climb and then starts heading down, the parachutes had to be out because otherwise, if he were to, at the point where he's coming back to the planet, past his apex, were to deploy his parachutes, because of the amount of velocity that he had, they would be disintegrated. They would fall apart. So they needed to slow down his ascension in order to save him on the way down. But Mike never responded. There was no response from Mike to the ground crew urging him to deploy his backup chutes. Not 1, but 2. The theory is that the reason why that this happened was because Mike's rocket took off at about 500 miles an hour, and what the ground crew is thinking is that Mike actually passed out. Because he passed out, he never got the message to deploy his backup chutes, in which case he went past the apex, came back down at a speed that would not be able to recover from. And either way, at that point, there was going to be a accident here. Whether or not deploying the chutes, even late in the process of the takeoff and coming back and landing on the planet, on Mother Earth, whether or not deploying it late would have at least saved them some kind of velocity to the point where he could have survived with a shitload of fucking injuries, we're not going to know. So, because he went past the critical point of where those chutes needed to be deployed, we are where we are today, and that is there is no more Mike Hughes, sadly enough. No steam rocket jockey going to be checking out the shape of the Earth in the future. And again, like I said, if it wasn't for the labels that we placed on it, which anyone that's listening to the fucking podcast right now, or any other podcast, I don't even give a fuck who it is. It could even be Joe fucking Rogan. Any other podcast you listen on UFOs, you have a fucking label on you. And you know it because you don't go and talk to people openly about what you listen to. I promise you. You sit there and you think about that. Think about the fact that you don't tell people about Manny Moonraker and who you listen to, for the most part, unless you pre-qualify them as someone that could be labeled as a UFO aficionado nutso. And I'm not, I don't want to make light of it. It is wrong as fuck to be labeled as a nutso when it comes to the topic of ufology, but that's the world we live in. That's where we are right now, today. So, it is what it is. And if you go around talking about flat earths, aliens, probings, cow mutilations, abductions, the majority of the planet thinks you're off your rocker and you should be avoided at all costs. That is what it is. The link is in the description for this particular article if you want to check it out and read more about the other side of the story from the ground crew perspective. Go ahead and do so, though I surmise many of you have already done it. But for those who haven't, go ahead and check it out. Like this track.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's be free with me. Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free.
If any of you are parents to a Boston Terrier who may or may not be a mascot of a podcast, how do you do it? How do you put up with all this damn gas that comes out of this breed? Because I feel that if I put a cork in it, he literally will blow up half of fucking San Antonio, hands down. SpaceX. So this is when I play catch up with SpaceX and all the things that have been going fucking wrong, completely wrong. Actually, I just realized I had a third. Actually, this will be 4 fucking articles on SpaceX regarding just everything that's been going on. It's been a shitload of stuff that's happened in the last 2 weeks, and one that was happening today, which I didn't put in here. God damn it! I can't believe I did that. The short and long of it is that the folks in Boca Chica voted to have a observer at every fucking launch. Cameron County. Here's a message for Cameron County. I just want you to listen. Just zoom in on this. Oh, you other guys, if you want to tune out, go ahead and do so. This message is not for you. Cameron County. You literally are saying that you want someone to put their lives on the line, go down to the Boca Chica site, Texas, Boca Chica, And you want them to go down there and be a witness to every fucking time a starship blows up. Is this a paid job? Are they going to get money for this? Because put my name down. I will go down there just to watch the shit blow up every time it does. I'll put my life on the line for Boca Chica people and the podcast as well. I can bring it live as I get blown to fucking million pieces. That makes no fucking sense. Who the fuck cares if someone from Boca Chica and Cameron County is going to sit down there like a dickhead when the fucking thing blows up? And first of all, nobody's got the nads for that besides the people that actually work on the rocket. I mean, I can understand why they're there. They're invested in the future for SpaceX. But come on, you got to take some public person and tell them, you're the winner. You drew the short straw. I know the shit's blown up twice, but we want you to go stand out there and watch this. What the fuck are they going to do when it blows up? Are they going to run back? Huh? Is that what it is? Run the fuck back to the county office and say, hey, it blew up. The people in the county, before that dickhead even gets all the way the fuck back to the county, it'll be all over the news. It'll be all over YouTube. Do you know how many YouTube channels watch these tests live? Are you shitting me? Hire one of those fuckers. That's all they do anyway. They need more viewers. That was the article that I didn't put in here. So if you want to look at it, look up Cameron County voted on sending an observer to Boca Chica. You'll find that shit. It's ridiculous. The way they do some of these things. It's just bananas. No one gives that many fucks about it to actually sit there and watch the damn thing blow up. Do you think people did that to NASA? I don't know. That's probably a good question. Did anyone do this to NASA? Send a local observer down to watch what the hell NASA's doing? Probably if they did, we wouldn't have all these conspiracies from them. I guarantee you that. At two articles we're going to talk about before we get to the one that's more contemporary, if you will. The first one, we all seen this. And I'm going to tell you right now, I was in the hospital when this happened, and I was shocked as fuck. I was like, no. Because I wanted to go down to check this thing out. I wanted to be there for when SN1 was going to take off, because it was supposed to take off somewhere in March, or sometime in March, but no. Apparently it didn't go that way. But have no fear, Elon is on the job. The name of this article, or its title, SpaceX moving on to Starship SN2 prototype after SN1 bites the dust in the test. I was shocked. And amazed. And the first thing I thought, a lot of the interviews with Elon is like, process improvement, get better, work harder, work longer. Somebody didn't get the message in Boca Chica. Someone decided not to use their Texas Instrument calculator the way they should. Probably wasn't charged. Probably wasn't one of those solar ones. And SN1 just blew the fuck up during the pressure test. Yeah, so, colonizing Mars just took another blow in the nuggets, basically. It was a low blow, and the entire SpaceX community was bent over. Not for anything coming in from the rear, just from the nugget hit. But, Musk, apparently right after that should happen, he decided to come around and say, hey, got the incident, love it, we're going to learn from it, we're going to move forward. SN1, blown to smithereens. Yep, we get it. But now we're going to move over to SN2. Is it really that easy, Elon? Really? That's just the way it goes. You just move over to the next prototype and say, fuck it. We're done. According to this, Elon was tweeting that SN2 was already under construction. So what they're going to do, they're going to strip that shit down to the bare minimum and test the thrust puck in the dome to make sure that the weld can handle the pressures of the test. Two tests they're going to do. They're going to test it using cryo, and then they're going to test it using water. He says hopefully from the time that he sent the text that the test will be able to be conducted once they strip the fucking thing down. And hopefully it'll be successful. So that is an epic fail for the whole Starship deal. Epic fail. Get fucked up. It's done. After the last time the shit blew up. You would think with Elon that this would have been taken care of. Like, that's what I expected. I expected this to be a done deal. Bada bing, bada boom. You guys messed up. I'm going to come after you. But then there was another issue. And I believe this was more around the time of the blow up. And that is the fact that there was a leak. Confidential Tesla and SpaceX documents were leaked online after one of their suppliers was hacked. When we talked about on this particular podcast about Elon supplying Australia with internet, and then that kind of, it evolved into Elon and Starlink supplying governments with access, supplying the United States government military with access for all kind of shit, controlling things from a virtual standpoint, remotely. I said, you could go back to this. It was during the Australia episode, I'm pretty sure. I said, how in the flying fuck is he going to ensure that his Starlink system, his constellation, is not hacked? Does he have the ability to protect everyone on that network from having everything compromised? And today, this article is proof that he fucking does not. He does not in one bit. So everyone in Australia, you might as well just put all your shit out on your front lawn, post it on Facebook, all your confidential numbers, your credit cards and stuff like that. Because the moment that Australia gets onto the Starlink constellation, you guys are 4.2 far fucked. Everything is going to be out there for the world to see. Every single hacker in China, every single hacker in Russia, and whatever motherfucking country out there is out there just stealing people's information. That's where it'll be for sale for all the no goodniks of the world to do whatever the fuck they want with it. That's what's going to happen. The article says basically Tesla and SpaceX basically had a supplier who fucked up. Visser Precision confirmed to the organization Business Insider that data may have been accessed or stolen. Come on, you guys, stop fucking around. You know that shit was stolen. No one's just going to look at it and be like, happy-go-lucky and go away. They stole the shit. Just admit it. In a criminal cybersecurity incident. I don't think being a looky-loo is so much of a crime unless you're a perv. As much as it is to take all the info and do whatever you want. According to security experts that talked to TechCrunch, that they used a ransomware that was called Doppelpaymer to conduct the hack of the system. Sorry, Bugs is back there. I guess he's done farting now. He's shaking things up. In exchange for declining to publish the stolen files. There you go. Apparently, Tesla and SpaceX do have a public non-disclosure agreement that, not public, but they do this with their service providers, that they are not supposed to post things on public websites, according to TechCrunch. But, here's the thing. You have a $1 billion company. You have to hold your service providers to the same level of scrutiny and security that you do your own organization, because they're sharing information from your customers, your clients, and your own business processes. So the fact that these people fucked up and were not able to secure all this information is a sign of the future. It's a sign that what I predicted last week, I believe it was, SpaceX is either going to have to bring up their technology-savvy cybersecurity or the world is pretty much fucked. It's going to be open sourced to every fucking hacker on the planet. And that's an issue in the worst way. It's something that they need to address way before they finish putting all this Starlink bullshit in the sky and littering our view, basically. It's funny because a lot of people don't even look to the sky, but now that they hear that there's all kind of UFOs that are going to be used for internet, now it's an issue. Gotta be honest with you. The only people that really have a good fucking argument here is the astronomers. I'm just putting that out there because no one else gives a flying fuck anyway about what their sky looks like. We're going to go to another story for SpaceX, but this one is kind of hits you right in the in a no good area. But let's check out this track. Here is the final article for today. A little more rubber dickery from the camp of Musk. Elon, that is. According to this particular article, as I move the damn keyboard out of my way, Musk's top concern now is SpaceX getting to Mars before he dies. Before he kicks the fucking bucket. Like, really, you have enough money to be the freaking Disney of space. Cryo yourself. Freeze your ass. in case you think you're not going to make it. So basically the article says, well, everyone's fucking going crazy about the economy and the coronavirus. We're not talking about beer either. The fact that the economy is slipping into the toilet because people are so freaked out about this virus, among other things. And the markets are melting down. That sounded like Arnold for a second. Down! The markets are melting down. Elon's worried about the fact that his company, SpaceX, may not make it, may not be able to get this damn Starship ready before he kicks the fucking bucket, before he's done, before he's gone into that South African place in the sky where it's littered by Boca Chicas and space conduits and all that kind of goodness. Yeah, that's what he's worried about. There's a quote here from Musk. If we don't improve our pace of progress, okay, I'm going to put hashtag shit keeps blowing up, I'm definitely going to be dead before we go to Mars. No shit. Doesn't take a rocket scientist or a SpaceX one to figure out that the pace has slowed the fuck down quite a bit. I mean, a lot. I mean, like shit, your target is way the fuck off. Now, we had this news report how NASA was pushing their, their ability to get to Mars back a few years, thanks to the government, of course, because they're like, fuck you, we're not going to fund this now. We're being realistic. We're keeping our money in our pockets. But we saw how NASA pushed their timeline back. But now, with all these incidents, it appears that SpaceX is going to have to do the same thing. And Elon is seeing himself on one of those portable porta potties, those side potties that you have next to your bed for the older folks, taking a dump on there, and SpaceX not being anywhere near where it needs to be. Like, he's going to walk around with a colostomy bag, and SpaceX still is not ready to go to Mars. Pretty sad, because initially the idea was he would be on that first launch, to which a lot of people said, are you fucking crazy? There's another quote here that says, if it's taken us 18 years just to get ready to the first people in orbit, we've got to improve our rate of innovation, or based on past trends, I'm definitely going to be dead before Mars. You know, there's a lot of conspiracies that can go up about this situation. A lot of people can say that somebody's putting the kibosh, the heebie-jeebies, putting the voodoo on SpaceX. Like, somebody's sending people down to Boca Chica and they're freaking dancing around a fucking fire with skulls around their necks and human bones, doing the chant to make sure his shit does not come out when it's supposed to. According to the article also, it was back in November 2018 when Elon said that basically he felt that SpaceX would be able to get to Mars in 2024, in 3 years from today. And he said this in an interview that he did with Axios. And he said there is a 70% chance back in 2018 that he would attend that particular voyage. Bugs is snoring right now because he doesn't give two fucks about. You hear that shit? He gives no fucks about Elon or SpaceX. Let me just wait. There he goes. He's sad. For being a mascot, he really doesn't give a damn about much. But, you know, that's the story right now. So now he's worried he's not going to be, not only is he not going to get that ride, you know, fuck Uber. Not only is he not going to get the ride, he and SpaceX may not even be near it before the end of life discussion and the big will comes out for Elon Musk. Gets up. God damn it, Bugs. It's pretty sad indeed. You know, this dude, he's in here, he's farting like crazy. Now he falls asleep and he's snoring so damn loud. He's probably jarring some of the Starlinks out of their orbit. Anyway, that's the story. That's my recap for SpaceX and Elon Musk. You know, and to be honest, I'll be happy if he does make it on there. I feel like the board of directors and investors are not going to want him to make the trip. I could actually see his stock take a significant plummet if he gets his happy ass on a Starship. I'll be honest with you, especially, and it might be like a thing what they do in Vegas. Like they'll take odds of whether or not he even leaves the atmosphere, whether or not Starlink will blow the fuck up with him on it. Does he make it into orbit? Does he then make it to Mars? Does he land? There's a lot of odds we can put to this, and I'm pretty sure it is going to happen that way if we get to the point where Elon Musk is going to make it on Starship. I'll be honest, I got my money on, I don't know what the odds are right now, but I got my money on that he is going to at the very least orbit Mars. And then after that, fuck, it's anybody's game. He could probably try to land and then kaplooey, it's all over. One more track before we check out because I'm feeling quite generous. So this is the end of the podcast. We're going to recap just a little bit. Sad to see Mike Hughes go because he could have left us with a lot more comedy if he was still alive when it came to the flat earth. Elon Musk, oh, fuck my life, Elon. Fuck your life too because there's a lot of turmoil in it. Get your shit right. Stop fucking around. Last thing is the Shopify website. Again, it's going to be built. It's going to be released on Friday the 13th. Why the fuck not, right? Why not be the one day that's associated with shit going fucking wrong? Friday the 13th. This Friday, we're going to get that Shopify out there. It's already been kind of previewed on Twitter and not Instagram, on Facebook. It's been out there. So we're looking to have several, God damn it, bugs. We're looking to have several thousand items on there related to paranormal and aliens and stuff like that. But it's like it's little things. It's not like a $40 fucking t-shirt because, these days you can't create a t-shirt without people wanting to charge your customers and your listeners like $40 fucking dollars for a t-shirt. That makes no fucking sense. So what I decided to do is to get things that talk or are part of the spirit of both podcasts, the Dark Court and UFO Buster Radio, and that is the paranormal and UFO and aliens. And that's what the merchandise is about. Eventually, I'll work my way into having some kind of specific podcast-related merchandise on there, like fucking koozies and shit, like you guys don't have enough. But the idea is that this, whatever you purchase will go, oh my God, will go towards getting the podcast to the, he's killing me, to getting the podcast to Roswell in July and really trying to find a way to use technology to make it an immersive experience for all of you guys. I mean, I'm going to take you with me. And though I've learned my lesson yet again when it comes to having guests, thanks to our previous guests, because a lot of people really had a really bad experience with the information. And you know what? I like people who are passionate. And that's what my problem is. If you're passionate about it, I put you on the podcast, but not everyone feels that's a good idea. Fuck my life. That's the way it is. But I thank you guys for listening. Keep an eye out for this particular Shopify website. It is called the Dark Horde Shop. It will be for both podcasts. And hopefully you find something in there that you'd like. It is a worldwide distributor that's putting out this merchandise, so they will drop ship it to you. Guaranteed. Even if you're living in Australia or out in the Middle East or South America, they'll do it on the majority of the merchandise. So keep an eye out for that. It should say within the shipping description whether or not it fits that. But hey, if for some reason you want something and you can't get it there, shoot me an email. Send me a post, a DM or something through one of the social media outlets. I'll be more than happy to arrange it for you. Kind of like, you know, they did back in the day. The gangsters. Back in New York, Chicago, that style. We'll make it happen for you, even if we have to put a fucking donkey's head in the distributor's bed. We'll do it. I'm checking out. Be on the lookout for more pre-recorded shows. But like I said, Thursday, I try to be here live. So, ciao.